Welcome to Leadership Moments.
In every great leader's life, there are pivotal moments that shape their character, test their resilience, and awaken their vision.
Together, we'll uncover the invaluable lessons hidden within these transformative moments. Today, we're diving into a topic of transformation. Specifically, what transformation means in the business world, how frequently it occurs, and how leaders can successfully implement it. Transformation is a buzzword in today's corporate environment sometimes, but what does it really mean? And in essence, transformation refers to significant changes in a company's operations, strategies, or culture to improve performance and competitiveness. This isn't just about small tweaks. We're talking about fundamental shifts.
Yeah, and Stacey, this has been a big topic for us because even though it sounds like it's been regurgitated over and over again, the reality is, as we've been talking about resilient leadership, it comes up as a number one trend in every single coaching conversation. It comes up in every single speaking engagement. And I wanted to just share, according to a recent article from the Harvard Business Review, nearly every major corporation has embarked on some sort of transformation in recent years. However, the success rate is alarmingly low. They're saying that research indicates that only 12% of major change programs produce lasting results. 12%. So this highlights the critical need for effective strategies in transformation efforts.
Yeah, and with our resilient leadership conversations, we do a lot of research around change and the impact of change, and that number is lower than the success rate of other changes. And transformation is the most impactful. It's the most important when you are doing it. So it's really significant. It makes us wonder, why do so many transformations fail? And that's what we want to talk about. The article further went on about several common pitfalls: lack of urgency, insufficient leadership, limited vision, poor communication, and a shortage of the quick wins, which we talk about is so important. You have to, as a leader, talk about those quick wins along the way to engage your team members. And leaders often launch these initiatives with great fanfare and sustained momentum, but then they lose that over time. And one of them is because they're not doing the quick wins.
Yeah, that's right. But I do believe there's hope. The same research actually identified 6 key practices for successful transformation. And one of them was treat transformation as a continuous process. So companies must constantly evolve. And rather than just seeing transformation as a one-time project, you have to think about it as this is ongoing. Same as with our lives. I mean, nothing stays the same. Secondly, integrate that transformation into the company's daily operating model. It shouldn't be separate. It shouldn't be a siloed effort, but really part of that regular business rhythm. The third one was managing organizational energy. Loved this one. We need to talk about this more. Changes should be carefully sequenced to prevent burnout and maintain energy levels. And then using those aspirations, not just targets, to inspire change. This is about encouraging breakthrough thinking beyond just the benchmarks. How do we innovate? How do we do things differently? How do we scale? All of those things come into factor. And then driving change from the middle out. How often do we do this? It's normally from top down. This is about mid-level managers often have the best perspective on the operational shortcomings and can champion substantial changes and make sure people understand the why. And then the last one they brought up was secure substantial external capital early on. Projects are underfunded. So adequate financial backing is crucial from the start. And I can tell you how many times leaders say, you want to do all the transformation? And then you say, okay, what's the investment? And they're, well, there's no investment. Well, that doesn't work.
Yeah, I think my favorite one on that list, which is what you and I are so near and dear about, is the mid-level manager and how critical they are to any piece of change and especially transformation. And that is where a lot of communication can get lost when you think about top-down communication, bottom-up communication, understanding the why and the passion, really some pieces there. So let's break that down a bit more. Treating transformation as a continuous process means that companies should always be looking for ways to improve and adapt. And this aligns with the idea that the business environment is constantly changing. So staying static, it's not an option anymore. We talk about that all the time and why so many people are working on being resilient, how they're handling change, how they're handling transformation. Because if you're static, your company's not going to survive.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. You have to integrate that transformation into the daily operations of the business because that really helps avoid the trap of seeing it as a temporary initiative. So what often happens in companies is people will opt out. If they don't think that it's sustainable, they'll just opt out. And having it as a part of daily operations ensures that changes are sustainable. It becomes part of the company's DNA. You're managing organizational energy, which is equally important. And then you're also balancing the pace of the change to keep everyone engaged without overwhelming them, which is critical.
Absolutely. And using aspirations rather than just targets can really stretch a company's thinking. Instead of only aiming to meet industry standards, companies should aim to innovate and set new benchmarks. And driving change from the middle out leverages the unique position of mid level managers who understand both the strategic vision and the operational results.
So key. And then that last one, Stacey, which you and I have been part of lots of transformation, securing substantial external capital really ensures that transformations are adequately funded. Now, you've always got to balance that, but if you have that, it involves seeking the right investment beyond internal cost-cutting measures to provide the necessary resources because there's not enough emphasis on what resources it's really going to take for a successful transformation. And the last thing I'll add to that is people stop at execute. Where you stop is how is it integrated into the successful business operating model for sustainability? That's the stopping point, not the execution piece.
Yeah, I love that. We see a variety of challenges and successes with our clients around transformation. And one common issue is the fear of change.
Yeah.
And many leaders and employees alike are comfortable with the status quo and worry about the uncertainty, what comes with transformation. And we work with our clients to help them understand why change is so important and how to get through that successfully.
Yeah. And another challenge that we see is this maintaining momentum. It's easy to start strong, but sustaining energy and focus on the long term requires constant communication, reinforcement of the vision, bringing everybody along for that journey. And we've also noticed that those who involve employees at all levels tend to have more successful transformations because everyone feels they are part of the mission, they're part of the journey, they're part of the success.
Yeah. Let's discuss some real world examples that I'm sure some people have heard of before, but just in case, I think it's always easy to see some examples and helps you understand what transformation is versus regular change. And one notable example is Microsoft's transformation under Satya Nadella. When Satya Nadella took over as CEO in 2014, Microsoft was seen as the slow moving giant. However, through continuous innovation, integrating transformation into their daily operations, and fostering a culture of learning and growth, Nadella was successful in repositioning Microsoft as a leader in cloud computing and AI.
I remember listening to the book and thinking to myself, so much admiration for that whole transformation. Another example is Adobe's shift from selling software licenses to a subscription-based model. Now, that's every company I know has gone through that. But this was a massive change, and it required an entire rethinking of their entire business model. But by continuously adopting and integrating this transformation into the daily operations, Adobe has seen significant growth and stability, and they're still strong as a company today.
Yeah, I love those examples. And there's so many more out there, but these really just highlight the importance of vision and leadership in driving successful transformations. Leaders must not only set a clear direction, but also inspire and motivate their teams to embrace and drive the change from within the organization, It takes a lot of energy, and you have to continue that momentum. You have to continue bringing the energy and the weather, as we say, every day for your team so they bring it on for the rest of the organization as well.
Yeah, that's spot on. It's not just about large scale transformation. Smaller incremental changes can also have a significant impact. For instance, by adopting agile methodologies, many companies have improved their responsiveness to the market changes and customer needs, and that's led to better overall performance.
Yeah, we should probably talk about some additional tips for leaders on implementing and making transformation successful. So here's a couple. One, develop a clear vision and communicate it effectively. Ensure that everyone in the organization truly understands the purpose and the goals of the transformation. Use multiple channels to communicate this vision and keep reinforcing it through the process. So, email, video, conversation, live meetings, whatever that is, you want to make sure you do it in multiple different ways because everyone receives that information differently. And engage and empower those employees. Transformation should be a collaborative effort. Involve your team at all levels and encourage their input and empower them to take ownership of the change initiatives. This increases buy-in and reduces resistance as well. Provide training and development. Equip your team with the skills and knowledge they need to succeed in this new environment. So that might be training programs, it could be workshops, continuous learning opportunities, whatever that is, make sure that they have the knowledge that they need to move forward. Monitor progress and adapt, meaning regularly assess the progress of the transformation efforts and be flexible and willing to adjust strategies as needed. Based on the feedback and the changing circumstances that you're getting along the way, you have to constantly adjust as well. And then celebrate the milestones and successes. Recognize and celebrate the achievements along the way. Do not wait for the actual finish line. Now, this not only boosts your morale, but it also reinforces the positive aspects of the transformation as you're doing it. And also foster a culture of innovation. Encourage the experimentation and innovation along the way. Create an environment where employees feel safe to take risks and propose new ideas. There's no bad idea. You want to tell your team that and have them try things. Fail safely.
Yeah. And in all the times that I've done these transformations, we always had big transformations where we had a meeting and it would be very clear. Is the project in red, yellow, or green? Okay, where's the delay? If it's in yellow, what's going on? What's happening? And your goal as a leader is to unblock whatever is the problem, the obstacle, what's holding the team back. Is someone behind on the deadline? Is it a funding issue? Was it more complex than perhaps they thought it would be? So it's going to take more time, but really helping them figure out how to unblock to keep moving forward. That is a critical leadership responsibility for your team, is to really make sure that you're in the know. You don't just leave them on the sidelines to go do the work. It's about, no, you need to really make sure you understand where the projects are, where these initiatives are, where is the transformation happening, and how to help the team move forward in a positive way. And the other tip I recently worked on with one of our clients is building a coalition of change champions. You've got to have those ambassadors in the company. Identify and cultivate a group of influential employees who can advocate for the transformation, help drive that change throughout the organization. And these are your champions. They play a crucial role in overcoming any kind of resistance and also spreading that positive momentum.
Yeah. And what would a topic be without talking about AI, right? So, how can AI help you with those transformations? And some of these might be known, but it's always a good reminder to talk about that. So, one is data driven decision making. AI can analyze all the data that you're capturing during this transformation and provide you some great insights and identify some trends and help the leaders with making more informed decisions along the way. You can also automate routine tasks. By automating these repetitive tasks, that frees you up to work more on the transformation and that creative work that you're doing. And then personalized employee development. AI can tailor learning and development programs to the individual needs. We all know we learn differently. And so ensuring that each employee can acquire the skills that they need as they're going through the transformation. Another one is enhance customer experience. AI can analyze the customer data as we were talking about all that data, but then personalize it along the way so we can have great interactions with the customers, leading to a higher customer satisfaction and loyalty. And then finally, the predictive analytics. AI can forecast future trends, potential challenges, and allows the company to proactively address the issues before they become major problems. So leverage AI through your transformation to help you with those things that you know become problems with any change.
Yeah, and this is what I would say. AI is a powerful tool and it can significantly enhance transformation efforts. And what I have found with these transformation efforts is there's always a speed at which is expected to achieve the results. The one thing we know without a doubt that AI can do is speed it up, okay? In terms of the analytics, getting the information we need, documenting that, summarizing it. There are abundance of extremely powerful tools out there for you and your team to ensure that you're not only going faster, but the data is accurate and you're able to come to clearer decisions a lot quicker. So it's really important to integrate AI thoughtfully and ensure that employees are trained to work alongside these technologies.
Yeah. And we talk a lot about the technology and transformation and training and the tools that we need. But as Tracy and I do a lot of work in emotional intelligence, we can't forget about the emotional aspect going through that and understanding that emotional journey that everyone is going through. And so you really need to recognize what employees are going through. What is that emotional roller coaster like, and how can you help them through it? So think about the excitement from anxiety to fear and even resistance. And so you need to understand these emotions, address these emotions, and ensure that everyone feels good, the best that they can along the way.
Yeah, Stacey, it's such an important point. Leaders have to provide psychological safety, encourage that open communication, and address concerns empathetically, as well as offering support through coaching or counseling. That helps employees navigate their emotions and stay engaged in the transformation process. Along with that, though, I just want to add, it's very important to let them know that you understand they may be doing some of this for the first time. Okay. It may be unknown territory. They may not know exactly how to do it. It may be your first time doing not transformation per se, but that specific kind of transformation, whatever it might be. So there's going to be a lot of learnings. There may be a lot of stops and starts, whatever it might be, but that you are there and that you're all on that journey together. And the most important thing is that if things aren't going the way that they are intended, speak up. Don't wait, so that it can all get resolved fast.
Yeah, I love that. That's such a good point. And it's so important to recognize that, one, if it's your first time, that's okay. If it's someone on your team's first time, that's okay. Be there for them. Really, really good points. All right, so let's do a quick summary. Let's see, we talked about successful transformation requires a clear vision, continuous effort, integration into daily operations, careful management of organizational energy, aspirational goals, middle out leadership,
Yep.
adequate funding, and strategic use of AI, and a deep understanding of the emotional journey of transformation. All those things are so important. So we believe by focusing on these key practices and these additional tips that we gave you along the way of things to think about, you can also navigate the complexities of transformation and achieve success. So let's get beyond that percentage. What was it again? It was 12%, right? We want to
12%.
get beyond that 12% of success for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, this is a wrap. We hope that you found this discussion on transformation helpful. For more details, please be sure to check out the full article on Harvard Business Review, Transformations That Work. Stacey, Carson, Tracy Ann checking out, and together we can make a difference.
And that concludes another episode of Leadership Moments. We hope you found inspiration and valuable insights in what we shared today. Remember, leadership is not defined solely by titles or positions, but by the choices we make and the moments that shape us.
Embrace the challenges that come your way. They may be the very moments that propel you toward greatness. We'd love to hear your thoughts and stories as well. Connect with us on our website at leadershipmomentspodcast.com or through social media on Instagram at Tracy_Ann Palmer.
And Stacey Castor _. Remember, your leadership moment could be just around the corner, waiting for you to seize it. This is Stacey Castor, and what doesn't challenge you won't change you.
This is Tracy Ann Palmer, and be the change you wish to see in the world.